I try to drink 2 of these a day. 80 ounces of water. Yeah, and this is just excessive, but that's a favorite, I guess. Drinking water. Hey everybody, it's Ted, the Buffalo Beauty Boy, and I haven't filmed in a little while. I have been so busy at work, and I feel like I say that all the time, but if you don't know, I'm a professional hairdresser, and the holidays are one of our busiest times of the year, so that's why I've been a little bit MIA. But I'm so excited for this video because I can't believe it, but the channel is turning 1 years old. I have been doing this for 365 days, and that is amazing. If you are like an avid watcher, you know, but I really am just so grateful that I have this platform, and you know, I've been so warmly received. There's close to 800 of y'all watching, and that's amazing. I just, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough, because starting Buffalo Beauty Boy was something that I did a couple years ago on Instagram. And I just, as a professional hairdresser and a, you know, visibly queer person and, you know, chubby person, I wanted to create a beauty space that's for everybody. A beauty space where, you know, people that don't look like other people in magazines or, you know, on Instagram can come and talk about lipstick or talk about, you know, curling irons and just feel welcome and beautiful. So that's really what I feel like we're all working towards, and it just makes me so incredibly happy that I get to share this with everybody. So from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you. And I figure what better way to celebrate a year of Triple B than to share some favorites. Now, favorites are not something that I do super regularly because I like to kind of curate them and have it just be a very like organic. I tell when I think about it, when I started talking about beauty, it's because the people that I had made friends with that were content creators reminded me of people that I would like sit at the lunch table with and talk about beauty. So that's kind of how I like my favorites to be. Like, you're like catching up with a friend and you're like, oh, like, what are you using? I love that blush. Or you smell nice. What are you wearing? So these are things that I've just really been loving. And then I'm also including a couple, like consumable favorites, a couple books, and then actually a couple style favorites. I have been really, in my opinion, like stepping my style game up lately, and it's kind of cool because I've never really been like a fashionista, but I'm really enjoying it. So I think like the first one that I should share is absolutely a style favorite, and it's the most glaring, and it is this hat. So it's like a Carhartt beanie, you know, situation. I don't know like what this is supposed to do, but I feel like if it's just like wild and crazy, like it's kind of cute. But I've been loving this, and I'm not a hat person whatsoever. I don't wear hats like hardly at all. So when I find a hat that I like, it means a lot. There's one hat that I love that I got from Icing when I was like 14, and it's just like a knit gray, like loose cap, and I love it. So I picked this up, and I've just really been enjoying it, and it's a ton of fun. The second one, honestly, like the cheapest thrill, the best style discovery that I've made are these shirts. So it's literally nothing special. It is a Hanes beefy tee. I like the pocket ones. But you can see they're just like really heavy and like really thick quality. And like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's wear a white t-shirt. So I've been loving just wearing a white t-shirt, but I find that a lot of the times they're too thin. And I am a professional hairdresser, so I cannot spend a lot of money on t-shirts because there have been times where I'm at the salon and I wear something the first day and it gets stained. So these are like, I think like $16 for a 2-pack. They work out to be like $8 a piece. And if you order them from Hanes like online, they're They have discounts all the time. And I know that Hanes is definitely fast fashion, and I'm kind of learning the ways of like slow fashion and whatnot. Definitely fast fashion. However, I make sure that I get 100% cotton. Because if you look, like, some are like 2% elastine, whatever. But with the Hanes beefy tees, I think like 2/3 of all of the shades or all the colors, that the colorways that they offer are completely cotton. So again, like, you give some, you take some. Do I wish they were, not fast fashion? Absolutely. But for where I'm at, they work for me, and I've really been enjoying them. And I've had a couple of my friends like, whoa, that shirt is really great. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, yo, it's Hanes. This is a Hanes beefy tee. I have talked about white t-shirts for longer than I ever thought I would in my entire life. But the last style staple that I've really been loving is this gold chain. And you can see that it's kind of like a long link chain. It is the boyfriend chain, not the bold link chain, because my bold link chain that I have worn nonstop since I got it is lost in the ether. It is nestled between my wall and my sink vanity, and I can't get in there. I can't jimmy anything in and pull it out. So I upgraded because Missouri had a sale, and they only do a couple sales a year. I had a really really good work week, and I also hit a pretty significant goal in my weight loss journey, which diet culture is weird. I don't talk about that a whole lot on the channel because it's not what it's for. But yeah, if you know me in real life or know me, in any like close capacity, I've been on a weight loss journey for really my whole life, but this past year I have seen some significant changes in my body. And one of, I kind of like reward myself every so often. And yeah, that was one of my things. So I got a really nice gold chain. I have not taken it off since I got it, and I'm so happy to have it. I think to kind of break it up, what I'm going to do is we talked about fashion a little bit. So I think I'm going to talk about we'll talk about like body and skin before I get into like the lifestyle-y whatevers. So I think really like the best one to mention first is my body wash. If you have followed the saga of my 1,000 Bath & Body Works body washes, it has finally come to an end, and this is a spoiler for my next empties video. So I have like one Bath & Body Works shower gel left, and it's one that like I bought on my own volition. It's one that I really love. And it's not one of the ones that I was like trying to use up. So I had the chance to purchase a body wash that I like wanted and whatnot. So I was looking for something that's a little bit more eco-friendly, and I happened upon this beautiful body wash at Target. It's by the brand Hey Humans, and it is the rose water and ginger scent. And it says that it's calming rose water, zesty ginger, and geranium. And Hey Humans is owned by, I believe, Jada Pinkett Smith. And the ethos and the mission is that everything is like less than 1% plastic. So this is aluminum, and it's fully recyclable. And all of the products I think are under $6. So this 14-ounce jammer was like $5.99, and this smells amazing. All of the scents smell really good. I just picked this one up because we tend to like rose in our house. So I've been really enjoying this, and my boyfriend likes it as well. So kind of a crowd pleaser. And it's not stripping whatsoever, which is important to me. So Hey Humans rose water and ginger body wash. The next like skin favorite is this cleanser from the Inky List. They sent me like a goodie box with a ton of stuff, and this is the fulvic acid brightening cleanser. It says helps brighten skin and gently remove makeup. It's a foaming cleanser. You know what, I can show you. It's a foaming cleanser, but it's like a gel and it's got these little like particles in it. So I have not used it to remove makeup, but I've really been enjoying it. And the Inkey List is all super affordable. Everything that I've tried from them, I've really liked. So next skincare favorite that I have been absolutely loving is my Cosrx Advanced Snail Mucin 96. Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. I call it Snail Essence because nothing about the word mucin makes me want to put it on my face. But this little baby is such a treat. Just like plump, dewy, hydrating. It's like giving your skin like a Gatorade. Like it's just so good. I've clearly used up a ton of it, and this is like my 4th or 5th bottle. I really love this. Snail Mucin Essence is one of the only ingredients that my skin like immediately responds to in a positive way. So just something that I absolutely love. I have a hair favorite, and it's fun. You know, hairdresser. I like to try lots of stuff, and typically I buy minis of brands that are not like what I use in my salon or what I'm affiliated with like in my career. So I do pick up a ton of like minis and trial sizes because I like to play, but I don't want to have thousands of, you know, bottles everywhere. And I picked up the Kerastase Resistant Cement Thermique. This is the mini. Super pricey, but it's a gorgeous like blowout cream. And I bought the full size at full price, which is not something as a hairdresser I love to do, because one of the perks of the job is that I get a pretty significant discount on product. But this is just really good. I've been enjoying it. I do tend to record when my hair is smooth, but I wear my hair natural and curly probably 70% of the time. So for me to be really impressed by like a blow dry product, it takes a lot. And that's why I get minis, because if I don't like it, I can pass it to a friend. But by the time I use one up and really like enjoy it, it means a lot. So this one's almost gone, and I did purchase the full size. Now the last like body situation is a fragrance, and I've talked about fragrance a little bit. I do plan on doing a fragrance tour, and I think that would be a ton of fun. But this fragrance is one that wooed me when I was really young. I wore this when I was maybe like college, and it is Burberry Touch for Men. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of like a bluish color, and it is supposed to look like a thread, like a spool of thread. Now, if I remember right, the notes are, I think, bergamot, wool, and oh gosh, I'm not entirely sure, but it's such a unique fragrance, especially for a men's fragrance. Baby,
What's up?
can you do me a super big favor?
What's up?
Can you look something up for me?
Yeah, what you need?
Burberry Touch.
Burberry Touch.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, whatever magic I do editing, I was rambling about Burberry Touch for Men, and I was like pulling notes out of the ether. So I had my amazing boyfriend, the Buffalo Beauty Boy, look it up for me, and I have his phone. So it retails for $66, so it's pretty affordable. And it says that it's warm and spicy with like a woody spice kind of like note. But the key notes are mandarin tree, Virginia cedarwood, and tonka beans. But then it also says that it has top notes of mandarin tree, violet leaves combined with hearts of Virginia cedar and white pepper, which add warmth. The woody aroma of vetiver and soft musk of tonka beans provide the cologne with depth. And yes, the bottle is like modeled after a spool of thread, which Burberry is known for their like really high quality. I believe they're initially known for their like outerwear, so it makes sense. But I'm gonna pass my boyfriend back his phone.
No problem. A cute little hat.
Thanks. I talked about it. Okay. So, again, editing magic. I'm not sure what you're going to see and what you're not going to see, but I was right. There is violet leaf in here, and I love anything violet. My skin or my like body chemistry just really reacts to it in a very nice way. So this is just so good. And I don't wear a lot of like men's cologne. Right, Sophia? She knows. She likes it. Say hi. This has been the most distracting favorite that I've talked about ever. So I don't wear a lot of like men's cologne, but that one is just really nice. I wore it when I was in beauty school and I get compliments on it all the time. I find, you wanna go? Wanna go? All right. I find that it's really nice for this time of year where it's like cold and dreary. And it just, I don't want to say it mimics that because it definitely doesn't. It's actually a pretty warm fragrance, but it just smells like clean and nice. I don't know. It's a really magical fragrance that I've been loving. And while it is pretty affordable, like just on its own, you can find it at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. So I know people have a lot of feelings about buying cosmetics there. A fragrance I feel comfortable with, a foundation I do not. Do with that what you will. So we're through like the body stuff. So I'm going to share, I have two like consumables because I feel like that's kind of fun. And then I will share my makeup faves, and then I'll share a couple books that I've been loving. So the first one are these biscotti, and they're Deja's Natural Food. I like the almond and chocolate ones, but one of these is 25 calories, and like calorie counting is a slippery slope. I don't super subscribe to that, but I really struggle with eating breakfast. So I will take a couple of these with my coffee and a yogurt and like, you know, whatever. And they're just so good. And they really are like a cookie. So I've been loving these. I get them at Wegmans, but they are super good. They're a little bit pricey. Like I think this guy is like $4 or $5, but for me to have like a baked good to like munch in the morning, I feel like they're worth it. I really enjoy them, but they're super crispy. Like we're crunching. So, and the next one is for people that are of drinking age. So if you're not, don't. And if you are, please drink responsibly. But it is, this is a brand new one. It's not even open, but it's this tequila called La Gratona. And they have these like amazing bottles. They're just super good. I'm very new to the tequila world. I started drinking tequila more like over the summer, but this one is really good. Again, it's called La Gratona Tequila Reposado. And I was turned on to it from a friend of mine, and I was raving about it. And what's cool is the bottles are made with 100% recycled Mexican Coke bottles. And they are, I believe, the only entirely female-owned tanqueria in Mexico. I'm sure I butchered some of those words. I really apologize. But this is really good. I've been enjoying it. I just drink it with seltzer, which is kind of what I do with everything, but it is very like vegetal and almost like a vanilla, like it almost has like a vanilla note. There's no additives or anything like that. So if you like consume spirits, you know what I mean when I say that it's like vegetal and has kind of a vanilla note, but if not, it doesn't taste like vanilla ice cream by any means. But it's really good, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. So we're through body, consumables, fashion. All right. We're to makeup. So let's talk. I guess like in order of application, I am and I'm also wearing all of it on my face right now. So gives you a little sneaky peek. This foundation, I don't feel like I slept on because I don't really feel like a ton of people are talking about it, but everybody that does talk about it, like, loves it. And it is the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I wear the shade LN6 and I'm loving it. Not only does it apply like a dream, I use a sponge, use a brush, use my fingers, whatever, it works with all of them and it's really nice. But it's also beard proof. If I'm not like fully clean shaven, usually I struggle with like putting foundation over any sort of stubble. And we got a little bit. And this goes over really nicely without getting like chunky or cakey or anything. I'm really, really, really impressed. And for the price point, it's impeccable. I want to say this is like 20 something at Sephora. And it performs like, it reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation, which is my favorite. And that's like in the 40s. So the fact that you can get something for like 20 is amazing. I've really been loving this. And again, that's the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. Next one that I'm loving will come as no surprise to you. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Bronzer. And it's so good. I've really been enjoying it. I have the shade 2 medium, but there's not a thing about this that I don't adore. I definitely feel like in terms of performance, I actually like it better than the Marc Jacobs because they perform very similarly, in my opinion, but it doesn't have that coconut smell. So I've really been enjoying it. The only thing that I will say is because it has that like airbrush quality, I don't know how well it would perform over like a stick foundation or something really like full coverage. Because again, that's just not really my like style, but I've been loving this over, like I usually do like a medium glowy base and it's really, really nice. So if you're looking for a bronzer, she's not going anywhere on my channel. I feel like anytime I like post a reel or something, somebody comments on my brows and it's super funny because I never really thought that I was like a brow queen whatsoever. These are my natural brows. I don't have like microblading. I don't pencil them. I don't use like anything other than typically a brow mascara. Sometimes I will use a pencil, but not very often. Usually I'll use a pencil if my brows need to be colored, which I do dye my brows pretty regularly. But 9 times out of 10, I'm just wearing like a brow gel, brow mascara situation. And I've been loving this one from Flower Beauty. It is the Fiber Fix Brow by Flower Beauty. I have the shade Brunette. And it's really nice. It has this great like small applicator that's like a little bit heftier than like a boy brow applicator, but it's nowhere near as skinny as like the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows, which I have been trying to use up. That is the product that does not quit. Or like the Cosmetics one. It has that like shorter, beefier wand, which I actually prefer, but it also has little fibers in it. So I'm loving that. And it really just fills in. It gives me these, you know, pretty substantial brows. So yeah, Flower Beauty, can't beat it. I mean, Drew Barrymore, she can do no wrong. So, next is, the blush that I'm wearing, and it is the, can you see that? It is the Ritual Defee Inner Glow Cream Pigment in the shade Lust. So I reviewed this, I think in my last video, but I have not stopped wearing it since. It's just so nice. I've really been enjoying it. I can do it like blush all across. I can use it kind of almost as a bronzer. It's just been a staple. Again, I can't keep my fingers out of it, so I've been loving that. And to kind of pair with it, I did purchase one of the e.l.f. Putty blushes. I'm still trying it. Their color or the shade range is not like there was nothing that really like screamed at me besides the one that I bought. And I do like it, but the Putty brush is so good. This brush is just perfect for a cream blush. So it's hard to do this like left-handed, but it just really blends and blurs that product. And I mean, it's a dual fiber brush, so it's not like we're, you know, It's nothing revolutionary, but it's really good. It's super affordable. I've been loving this. The next product on my face that I have been obsessed with is the Makeup by Mario Soft Glow Highlight in the shade Pearl. I picked this up a while ago and I love it. It just makes my skin look really glowy and happy. And it's not that highlight that's like, you're not going to see it from Mars, but it just gives a really beautiful, healthy glow. And that's what I've kind of been leaning towards just lately. It's one of my favorites. So Makeup by Mario Highlight, incredible. Got two more. We're getting there. The next one is the product that I have on my eyes. And it's that wet look, dewy shadow that everybody is obsessed with right now, myself included. And the one that I am obsessed with is ColourPop Ritz. ColourPop Super Shock is one of the best formulas, and this shade is just so nice. You can see I have like that pan is beat up, but it's just so beautiful. It's a like shimmery, silvery beige nude. And it just, oh, it's so beautiful. It like, it reminds me of, in my head, this is the color that the water is in The Great Gatsby when Jay is like standing on the dock looking out and he sees the green light on Daisy's dock. This is the color that the water is, I imagine. Like that nighttime sparkle, just, oh, it's so good. So I cannot keep this off of my eyelids, and it's like $6. So definitely a fan favorite, for a very good reason. Okay, I'm gonna try to get some of this glitter off of me. The next one is my lip product that I'm wearing, and it is the In Beauty Project Lip Glaze number 6. Glaze number 6. And this is their peppermint fragrance or taste, flavor, whatever. So it says that it's peppermint, but it really smells like a thin mint. And, okay, we're gonna try to not blend it with the highlighter, blend it with the eyeshadow, whatever. It's a clear with kind of like a pearlescent, so this is the eyeshadow, this is the gloss. It's just got like very beautiful opalescent like micro shimmer in it, and I am loving it. And it's super nourishing, but it's not that thick, goopy, like, you know when you put on like a lip gloss and you're like, I got gloss. This is not that. It really is kind of like a lip oil, which is technically what it is, but it's like if like a lip oil was like best friends with a lip gloss. It's just so nice. I love it. And the packaging is just impeccable. So even though it is like peppermint, don't be afraid. It's a very soft mint. It's not like peppermint on my lips. So I have been thoroughly enjoying that. And now, last but not least, what you all came here for. Bookies. So we're going to talk about a couple books that I have read, and I'm a really avid reader. I read, I'd say probably like a book a week. I love to read, and I have always wanted to kind of chat about books and incorporate them in this way. So I definitely plan on doing that more in the new year, but these are the two books that have really just like, they gripped me. And they are so different. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is, if you know me in any capacity, you know that I love the author Kevin Kwan, and he famously wrote the Crazy Rich Asians series. That series is impeccable. All three of them are divine. The movie's really good, but the books are amazing. So Crazy Rich Asians is a trilogy, and then this is his first like standalone book, and it's called Sex and Vanity. And I mean, come on, the cover, it's a spicy, spicy read. I read this on vacation. My boyfriend and I went away, and for like a couple days. And the Airbnb we stayed at did not have a television, which is fine. But, you know, like most Airbnbs have like a TV and you like watch like a silly thing on Netflix. None of that. So I devoured this book. It's super good. It's a story of a half Chinese, half English girl who like falls in love in Capri, and she has kind of like a, I don't know if one night stand is the right word, but like kind of like a whirlwind romance. And then flash forward several years, and their lives have been completely separate ever since, and they kind of crash into each other at the wrong or the right time, depending on how you look at it. So this is just such a wonderful read. Definitely like a beachy, easy read, but not, again, not without its capacity to make you think. I find Kevin Kwan is really good at giving you a book that's, you know, what is this? It's like 300 and some odd pages, and you breeze through it, but then there's just so many overreaching themes and symbols and meanings that, you know, if you take it at face value, it's a good read. But then if you really kind of think about what he's saying and what he means, there's a lot that you can take away. So I highly recommend just Kevin Kwan in general. But if you're somebody like I am, if I read one book, I have to read the series no matter what, hell or high water. So maybe start with Sex and Vanity, because it is, as of right now, it's a standalone. I hope we get more. But as of right now, it's a standalone. And if you like it, you will love Crazy Rich Asians. But if you don't like this for any reason, it'll kind of deter you from Crazy Rich Asians, because I feel like they're not the same. But there actually is one funny little like like crossover in the book that like nobody would notice if you hadn't been like a deep fan of the initial trilogy. But they're not like linked in any intricate way. So I highly recommend, especially with like the holidays coming, if you need like a kind of just like your like book to like get away from it all, this is really, really good. So Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan, required reading. And now on the complete opposite end of the like reading spectrum, maybe not complete opposite end, because I actually do feel like there's but there are like similar themes. But The Secret Life of Bees, and this copy is so beat up and scratched and dented and loved. I've had this for, gosh, probably like 14 years now. I read it when I was very young, right after the movie came out, and it kind of went over my head. And then I reread it. Oh, I'm sorry, it's The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. So it's not very long. Again, it's maybe like 300 pages. But when I tell you, a book has not had like an iron grip on my throat like this in a very long time. I can't stop thinking about it. When I was reading it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's just such a wonderful, beautiful story of found family and the strength of women, the strength of Black women. There's a lot of just intricacies that this book goes through in a way that is very beautiful. I don't know. I know that it is like required reading in some schools, and I absolutely understand why. But when I tell you, like, I have goosebumps just thinking about this book. It absolutely made me feel every single feeling. Anger, sadness, sorrow, love, compassion, hatred. It really, you run the gambit with this book. But it's just so incredibly beautiful. Okay, so I can't find like this quote specifically, but basically this girl, Lily, flees her town in 1964, South Carolina. So that kind of sets the scene. And Lily is white. She flees the town with Rosaline, who has worked in her house since she was little. And Rosaline is a Black woman who is very formative to Lily. And they flee the town. They go to another town, you know, however many miles away. And they go to this beekeeping sister family. And it's this like pink house, like the color of Pepto-Bismol, like it says in the book. And they just really kind of, their worlds collide in ways that are really grand and also very subtle. So it's just incredible. But one of the sisters, her name is May, and she is kind of, she definitely has like trauma, and she's dealing with things. And she basically, like one of the other sisters is talking about May and says, well, she feels everything for everybody all the time. And that's something that I very much relate to in a lot of ways. And there's a beautiful part where they're talking about, you know, why May is the way that she is. And I'm like, I'm about to cry talking about it. And they say, you know, she's asking like why the house is pink. And she was like, well, May loved the color. And I thought, again, I can't quite like cobble it together, but basically the sister says that the color made May so happy that she thought if she lived in it, she might be happier. And the sister said, well, and I said to May, it's just the color of a house. And if it makes her that happy, then why not have a pink house? And it's just so profound and beautiful. And that's something that's always kind of stuck with me. But as I was reading it, the last like maybe 30 pages, whew, my boyfriend was playing a video game with his sister on the couch, and I'm on the other end of the couch. He's got his headphones in, and I'm just reading my book. You know, I've got banana bread in the oven, and he like felt the couch moving. He looks over, and I'm ugly crying reading the last like chapter, and I just like I did this at him and was like, stop, I just can't. And he like took his headphones off. He's like, are you okay? Like he thought something happened. And I was like, it's just this book. It just really got me in such a beautiful way. And if you don't know, these are something that I really love. I've got my Honey Bumble right here. And I had this before I read the book. Well, the second time. And I just really, there's a part where, the little girl Lily is learning to be a beekeeper, and her mentor says, you know, give love to the bees. And it's just something that's really kind of stuck with me. So if you can't tell, I feel very deeply about The Secret Life of Bees. It's such a wonderful read. I am just so grateful that I read it. And I also kind of found it at the right time in my life. I had, you know, stuff going on that, you know, just life stuff, you know, falling into place and moving. And this book just was really healing and very, it's what I needed. So I'm very happy to report that this is my final favorite for this video. And I think we ended on a really high note. So I will absolutely try to post another video before like the big holiday. And I'll also try to post a couple things before New Year's and talk about what, you know, the plan for the future of my channel is. But if you made it all this way, thank you so much. Again, we're 1 year old. I'm one. And I can't believe that in a year of, you know, sitting in front of a camera, chatting, gabbing about beauty in the midst of a pandemic, you know, with everything going on, that I have just been so warmly received. And I absolutely would not be here if I didn't have, you know, the breath of so many people behind me. And now the little community that I've built with them, with you, is just something that brings me so much joy. My friends in real life are constantly like, what are you doing? How is the channel? And it just feels really good that, you know, like I said, somebody that looks like me, that doesn't look like somebody in, you know, magazines or whatever, gets to talk about bronzer and books and tequila and snail juice. And it just makes me feel so good. So again, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I am eternally grateful for everything that you've given me, and I hope vice versa. I hope that I can continue to contribute and be like a positive source of something, you know, because I know that everything's really tough and really weird, and if, you know, me, you know, banging on about body wash can give a little bit of ease, then that's what this is for. So I know that the holidays are coming up, and those are very stressful for so many people. So I hope that you're taking time to take care of yourself, and I hope that you're, you know, keeping that in mind, keeping your boundaries and your self-care where it needs to be. And most importantly, I hope you remember that you're made of gold. So until next time.